Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is what I've been making today. Now I've made these rosettes and they're sort of like lollipops really, for decor at a party, or just to have around the place to spell out a happy word. And if you stay with me, I'll show you how I made them. These are the supplies that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be making my rosettes using Bundle of Love Designer Series paper. Now this is a specialty paper. On the one side you have Very Vanilla and either Soft Sky or Blushing Bride. Obviously this is the Soft Sky. And on the other side you have the same design printed in gold foil. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and for each rosette I'm going to be using the whole width of the paper, so the full 12 inches, and I'm going to be cutting a strip that is 1.5 inches deep. Alright. So as well as that, I've got some scraps of Very Vanilla and Soft Sky, and a scrap of gold foil. I'm going to be using 3 coffee stirrers because I am making the word joy, and so therefore I have the 3 letters J-O-Y from the large letters dies. And of course you could make any word you liked. You know, Halloween is coming, so boo would be good. I have a 3/4 inch circle punch, and I have the starburst punch. For my 3 rosettes, I want 3 strips of paper that are each 12 inches by 1.5 inches. Now, I could cut my paper, I could cut 3 1.5 inch strips off my paper, but the easy way of doing it is to do all the scoring first and then cut my 4.5 inch wide piece of paper down to 3 1.5 inch pieces. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by scoring every 1/2 inch. Now, the nice thing about this scoreboard is that it's got this little groove at the top here so that you can locate your scoring tool in that groove, and you don't have to be able to see the grooves underneath. So I'm just going to work my way along here. So now I'm going to flip my paper over, and I'm going to score between each of those grooves that I just made. Not sure how easy it is to see, but you're just going to have to trust me on this one. Right. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the thicker end of my embossing tool here because I'm working on paper rather than card. So 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1.25 inch, or 1 3/4 inches, and so on, etc., etc., etc. So now so my paper's all scored up, and I'm now going to cut it into 3 or 1.5 inch strips with my Stampin' trimmer. That's one. That's 2 and 3. This is one of the strips that I've concertinaed up, and I've put a bit of tear and tape on that surface and on that surface, and now I'm just going to remove the backing on both sides, and I'm going to overlap them, lining up the creases carefully, or as carefully as I can. There you go. Now, if you were making this into a hanging ornament, what you would do is trap your loop of thread in between those two bits of sticky, but I'm making sort of lollipops, so I'm just going to stick them together. Right, now I need something to stick these to, and I'm going to make this one with the coloured surface up, not the foil surface. So I have my piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to cut one starburst and 1 3/4 inch circle. I have a choice. I can either have my rosette with the blue side to the front, or I can have it with the gold side to the front. Now I've decided that I'm going to do 2 with the gold side at the front and 1 with the blue side. So I've pushed my folds down a couple of times to make sure that my rosette knows where it's going. Okay, so it's going that way. And I've got my 1/4 inch circle of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to give that a generous dollop of hot glue. This is my glue pen, which has turned itself off because I haven't used it for a while, so just turn it back on. As you can see, it is a Bosch glue pen. I don't think they're available outside of Europe, but this pen has got its own fan club, this hot glue gun. I'm often asked what it is and where I got it, and I happen to get it from amazon.co.uk. I don't know of an equivalent outside of Europe. Okay, so let's pop that down and make sure that it gets all of the glue, and it's missed a little bit. Whoops! As I said, the pen was cooling down a little bit. I'm just going to put a little bit more hot glue in there and bring that in. And it's much easier to do this off camera when you can really get your head down and you know, and see what you're doing. Okay, so coffee stirrer onto the back, bit of hot glue on the last 3/4 inch or so, and press that down. Turn it back over, and now my Very Vanilla starburst. Oh, that glue is hot now, I can feel it through the card. And pop that down on top, and there you go. Now I've already made my two in the opposite colourway, so all I need to do now is to put the letters on. I have the 3 letters cut out of the gold foil. I've put mini dimensionals onto the back of them, and I'm just removing the release paper from the dimensionals. These mini dimensionals are absolutely wonderful for this kind of project because they don't come past the edge of the letter. There you go. So there's the J. And as you can see, I've been quite generous with mini dimensionals because they don't cost very much, so why not? Got that one off. That one doesn't want to get off. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm just going to leave that one as it is. Actually, I think I did have the paper off. I think I was just trying to pull the whole dimensional off, which would not have been good. Of course, you don't have to put your rosettes onto sticks. As I said, you could put a thread on them, and then you can hang them from a Christmas tree, or you can stick them onto something. And actually, I've got some. I have kind of put them onto a Halloween trick or treat bag, which I will bring and show you at the end of this video. How about that? Okay, there you go. And And there we are. Finished. So there they are, all finished, and I've just popped them into the milk bottle with the paper daisies that I made a few projects ago. Now, these kind of rosettes, I've been having so much fun with them lately. Just want to show you something else that I've been doing in the same way, and this is a little trick-or-treat bag for Halloween, and it's made with supplies from the new autumn winter catalogue. And if you haven't got one, then I suggest you go to your Stampin' Up demonstrator and you ask for one. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you're in any of the countries in Europe where where Stampin' Up are active, then drop me a line. I'd be happy to get one to you. But for now, I would like to say thank you very much for joining me, and it's been a great pleasure, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.